gets a little scared, right? He's kind of like, I don't want to chance the fact that if the White Army does win, or the Whites win, that they will be reinstating the Tsar. Okay, so he ends up sending orders to the house and to kill the royal family. How they do it, however, is the guards go up to the royal family and they say, hey, we're worried about your safety. Okay, there's some rioting out on the street. People are kind of upset, so we're going to take you down to the basement for your safety, just to make sure you guys are okay. All right. What ends up happening is they take them down into the basement, and then the guards kind of line up much like a firing squad, right? So you know there's a firing squad, and you kind of just, not that any of you've been part of a firing squad, but you've probably seen pictures or movies, right? You line up and then you shoot. The guards do that, okay? So they take the royal family, so you have how many of them are? 7 of them, a couple of their maids, I think their doctor, okay? The people living in the house, they take them down to the room, and then what they end up doing is they open fire on the family, okay? What they find, however, is suddenly there's all these sparks going off when they're shooting. And what they find is that the girls, okay, the 4 girls, actually have taken their jewels and sewn them into their clothes. Alright? And so they sew the jewels into their clothes, into the bodice of their clothing, right, into their dresses and all of that. And when the bullets hit them, they ricochet off. And so the guards are shooting at the family and they're like, what is going on? Right? Because they're not, like, first off, they're not falling, right? Like, it takes quite a while because the girls, they're shooting them in this general area, right? But they have jewels sewn in. So everything's actually ricocheting off, there's sparks flying, and there's chaos. They don't know what's going on, right?
Just for the good
Oh my god, this is so cool.
Yeah, they should, but they would have kept going, right?
Why didn't the girls like keep some hairpins too? It's like, if I'm dying, I'm taking you down with me.
Well, they don't know, right? Like, they don't sew them in there because they know they're going to get let down into a basement and people are going to start shooting at them. They sew them in there to keep them safe, right? Because those are their jewels. So they've actually sewn them into their clothes to kind of hide them.
Oh.
Yeah, they're not intentionally creating bulletproof vests. That's basically what they end up doing. They create for themselves a bulletproof vest, right? But that's not what they were intending to doing. They were just trying to hide their jewelry and their jewels. So what ends up happening
They should have kept one just in case.
Pardon?
Like, just in case someone tries to murder them.
They should have created a whole head covering.
No, they should have just taken like a hair plant or something and then like stabbed someone.
Okay, well, they wouldn't have been able to get close. They have guns, okay, guys? This is happening with not rifles.
If they have like
handguns.
bulletproof vests, why not just like walk up and...
Rifles.
My dear, it's only here.
Oh.
So if they walk anywhere close, they shoot them in the head, they're done.
Oh.
Right? Yeah, which is what happens. Right? They eventually figure out that the girls have done something, and they figure out it's probably they've put jewels in their clothes, and so instead they aim a little higher, right? And then they shoot them. So what ends up happening, and this is a picture of the room. Okay? So this is actually a picture of the room.
What's the basement?
Yeah, that's the basement. You have to understand, these are like really, really nice houses, right? So this would be a basement room. Sorry, it's a little blurry. But this is kind of the room in the aftermath. Okay? What they end up doing is they take the bodies, okay? They pile them into kind of a carriage, okay? And they go and they bury them, right? Some of them they pour acid on, some of them they set fire to, okay? Because they're trying to get rid of the fact that they just killed the royal family. And they go and they bury them in the woods, right? In northern Russia, closest in Siberia, okay? What happens is in the early 90s, okay? So now you guys have to realize, in the early 90s, okay? And why would it be the early 90s? Does anyone want to take a guess? Why the 90s? This happens in 1918.
When the Communist Party stopped or whatever.
Good. Okay. So in the 90s you get the fall of communism, or in the late 80s, early 90s you get the fall of communism in Russia, right? So it goes from being the USSR back to Russia, and at that point people are actually allowed to go back in to Russia to look. And so in the early 90s what they do is they go and they actually go to try and retrieve the bodies of the Romanov family. Okay, they go to a spot where they believe they're buried, but they're only able to find 5 bodies. Okay, in this spot. They find Nicholas, Alexandra, and then 3 of the girls. Okay, they believe they find, Helga and Tatiana, and then one of the younger girls, right? So either Maria or Anastasia, but they don't find Alexei. Okay? What this does is it actually progresses this myth that 2 of the Romanovs survived. Okay? And what they do is they find accounts of people saying that they help people, and so what you actually get through the 90s is you kind of get this hope